Remember that transition questions behave a lot like passages and vocab questions where we can use very simple dumb summaries and connotations to help us understand what's going on. So let's think about that as we go into these two sentences. Historians agree that the jazz pianist Jelly Roll Morton was exaggerating when he claimed to have invented jazz music. So there's only really one strong word in this, it's exaggerating, and that seems bad, right? So okay, if someone said you were exaggerating, you would not think of that as a good thing. No one can deny that Morton's innovative compositions and remarkable improvisational skills helped shape jazz as a genre during its early years. So remarkable, innovative, right? That's good. So how do we go from a negative to a positive? We use a contrast word, right? So hopefully you can just kind of gravitate towards it. Though is basically a fancy version of but, and so that's the answer, right? Therefore is so. In the second place, I have no idea why we would use that. I guess we would need to use in the first place. Am I missing it? Like, it's just not there, so that doesn't make any sense. I guess maybe that would be a contrast. I don't know. It really depends on the context, I guess. To me, maybe it's just a list of things, but it's not happening here. And then in other words is very literal. It's got to be that the second sentence is the first in other words, right? It's the same idea, but these are clearly different ideas. They have different connotations. To say someone is exaggerating is very different to say that they're innovative, right? So those are completely different ideas. So yeah, D is the answer. The only thing I will point out though that is a little different about this question and some of the other transitions is that our transition word is not at the beginning of the second sentence. It's kind of in the middle of it. That's okay. And that's why they use words like though instead of the much simpler word but. It's that the word though is more flexible. It can go at the beginning of a sentence, it can go at the end, it can go somewhere in the middle and be kind of more like an interruption. But regardless of where the blank is in the sentence, it is always contrasting with the previous sentence, right? So there's only two sentences here, so this one's not hard, but there might be more complicated questions where you've got to worry about where the transition kind of is taking place, or in the grammar section, sometimes we have those connector placement questions where it's not just about the transition word, but how we punctuate that word. So just remember, words like though, words like therefore have this ability to kind of float throughout a sentence, but regardless, you're trying to find the relationship between the two sentences. That's why I just skip the blank and try to think about that relationship on my own, and then once I've got a dumb summary, a connotation, I can then use the choices to kind of fill in the blank.